welcome to Spiritual Breakfast. I'm your host, Jen Weir, and today we're going to be sharing some spiritual morsels, some yummies from the Word of God, right from the Psalms. Psalm 1 was one of the first Psalms that I ever memorized, one of the first passages, and it's so rich and so good. And just like hopefully you had some physical food, some toast or some bagel and with strawberries this morning for breakfast, so now we're going to feast on the Word of God to fill our spiritual bodies. And so in the Psalm 1, I'll be reading again from the the Passion Translation. And it says this in verse 1, "What delight comes to the one who follows God's ways. He won't walk in step with the wicked, nor share the sinner's way, nor be found sitting in the scorner's seat. His pleasure and passion is remaining true to the word of I am, meditating day and night in the true revelation of light." And here's the thing. So it tells us this is what somebody who follows God's ways, this is kind of how they do it. And now here comes the goodies, the yummy morsels of it. This is what happens when we do this. This person, it says here in verse 3, he will be standing firm like a flourishing tree, planted by God's design, deeply rooted by the brooks of bliss, bearing fruit in every season of his life. He's never dry, never fainting, ever blessed, and ever prosperous. I don't know about you, but in 2021, this is the kind of life that I want. I want to bear fruit in every season of my life, whether I'm young, I'm old, I have children, or I have grandchildren. I want to be rich and bearing fruit. And I never want to be dry. I never want to be fainting. I always want to be blessed and always prosperous. But see, there's a way we do this. And it doesn't mean that we can't have friends that do things that aren't in line with God's will. Quite the contrary. Jesus showed us that. But what we need to understand is we're not going to walk in step with them. We're not going to follow their ways. We're not going to sit with them and chit chat and ask them their opinion on our life. We're not going to do that. We're going to take pleasure and passion in knowing I am, the great I am. We're going to take great joy in just eating this word up. That's what the word meditating means, just to look at it, read it, chew it around, think about it, wonder how does this fit in my life, and then go tell somebody about it. That's what we're going to do. And when we do that, here's your spiritual breakfast for the day. Take this away. We're going to bear fruit in every season. We're never going to be dry. We're never going to faint. And we're going to be ever blessed and ever prosperous. And today's oil that I use for that is Into the Future. It's one of my favorite oils. And this one I drop right on my crown so that I can receive all that God has for me, all that he wants for me in the day, and then I can look forward to the future with joy. We'll talk about that verse another time. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you tomorrow for Spiritual Breakfast.